Hi, Tavius Southard here, and just thought I'd take a few to do up a little video blog this morning. Um, One of the things that I wanted to touch on today was actually why am I doing this blogging? Now, a lot of times with a lot of people, you have your typical everyday average job. You can go out, you can do whatever you want, or whatever you have to. You go in, you punch a time card, you come home, and that's all fine and dandy. But for myself, um, I don't quite have that option. I've actually been through brain surgery here and have what's called absence seizures. Now, these are where you tend to forget where you're at. Usually, I have a little bit of a warning on it. Sometimes comes up that it's like, okay, um, I know it's about to happen, and then I don't have anything else I can do with it until it's over. And then I'm usually spending a couple of hours trying to get everything back in my head right because I forgot everything. Needless to say, this makes working and even driving issue. So what I've chosen to do instead is to try and find other options, ways to make my own life, take control of my life back. I've actually tried doing a job here, and it lasted all of a month before I had to give it up. Um, and I can't work a regular job, so here I am on disability, and I really don't want to be. I don't like having to depend on somebody else. I want to be in control of my own life, and so I've looked at a lot of different things like. A lot of inspirational people, Les Brown and some others. And one of the big things is I've tried a lot of different things. I've tried doing Global Information Network, for those who know what that is, and I've got up and fell down on a lot of different opportunities I've tried. And the one thing that's really been stressed out to me, or been pointed out, is that it ain't over until you give up. I mean, the fact is, you don't have to accept somebody saying that, oh, you can't do that, um, it's not possible, whatever, as the ultimate answer. I mean, the point is, you want to have something in your life, you just keep going until you get there. And, I've actually seen that with people I've been conversing with lately. A couple of different women who've been totally bedridden, unable to do anything, and still pulling in, $10,000 a month plus doing this. But the point is that if you fall down, you make a mistake, you spend a bunch of money, which I have, trying to make different things work, and it doesn't, you have two choices. You can say, okay, that doesn't work, and I'm giving up. Or you can get back up, learn from it, and figure out what else to do. The fact of the matter is that you can do anything you put your mind to. Now, whenever I was in the Global Information Network in GIN, I listened to the CDs there a lot, and a lot of things that were informative in terms of inspiring people to do different things, what have you. When I did that, I found that I am in charge of my reality. And I mean, the fact of the matter is that while I spent a fair amount of money in GIN, I did get a lot of information out of it. And, I did pull in a fair amount of extra money that I put back into GIN to do further. But the point being that, after spending several $1,000s to work with GIN, the end result, I did get some great information, but their compensation plan for being able to pull other people in and the way you wanted to market it to other people wasn't really feasible. I mean, you have a lot of times, different opportunities, people tell you, oh, call everybody you know. Let everybody you know about this. Call your family, call your friends, go pull up all your friends and go tell them this is what you got to do. And that was one of the things that Jen did. And the fact of the matter is that when you do that, the one thing you're really good at creating with that is alienated family or alienated friends. People that don't want to talk to you is like, oh no, what now? What's he going to bring up now? And so I had kind of shied away from that. I didn't want to do it. And, whenever I ran across Empower Network, which is what I'm actually working with at this point, the woman who told me about it had pulled in $5,000 whenever I first talked to her, and I talked to her last night, and as of now, which is a couple weeks later, she's pulled in $18,000. The fact of the matter is that you can do whatever you put your mind to, and a lot of people have failed in different things, and I'm no exception. I mean, my dream is to be free of my disability and to be able to actually go out and do the traveling I like to. And applying the information I learned from Jen, which was a lot of stuff on law of attraction, I have successfully pulled in some wonderful things in my life. One of which is my fiance, who she was totally out of my radar whenever I started looking, and just suddenly introduced by a friend. But again, this is all law of attraction. Like I was looking for someone who would be that for me, and using the law of attraction and stuff, that's how I got it. There's been other things. We've pulled in a much better house than we had been in, which, the old house was bad with mold and had bad drafts. I mean, it was a farmhouse that was falling apart. And now we're in a very new construction, and, rent is marginally more, but not enough to matter. And just little things left and right. Every time we look, there's something else that has been being created and dreamed of by myself or by Kim that says, okay, things that we're doing are working. And while I haven't seen everything yet, I know that it's coming. And the same goes with my blogging here in Empower Network. I know that I've seen enough people making major money, and I'm going to be one of these people. I'm determined. As it is, I've gotten a couple people signed up with it, which is more than I've done in any other opportunity I've ever done. So it's one of those things that gradually, it's like when you give up something, you may be at that place where, okay, we're climbing the hill, and getting up this hill, and, dense fog, you can't see what's where. You're just climbing and climbing and climbing, and finally, the last minute, you just decide, okay, I can't do this anymore, I'm giving up. And who's to say that you're not 3 inches away from the top of that hill when you give up? I mean, the only time you can possibly fail is when you decide that there is no hope to go further. As long as you put it in your heart, in your mind, that I'm going to make this happen. I am doing this. I am going to get where I want to be. And to hell with the things that are in my way. I'm going to make this happen. I mean, if you come at it with that perspective and say, okay, there is one option in this endeavor. That option is to succeed. There is no option of failure. Failure does not exist, because the only way failure ever happens is by giving up. So it doesn't matter what you're looking at doing, and it doesn't matter whether you're looking at going to Empower like what I'm doing, or if you have anything that you're doing yourself. If you've got a goal and you see what you want that goal to be, list out some of the reasons why you want it. I actually wrote down this morning 30 reasons why I want the goal I want, and actually it turned out to be 31. But the thing is that as long as you have these reasons in mind, when you get knocked down, you're going to be able to stand back up, know that you're working towards these goals that you want, and you're going to be able to make them happen. Now, if you want to check out what I have, then definitely go to whoistavius.com. The link down below on YouTube here, you can check it, or check out my blogs, and there are going to be links there. You can find out what it is that I'm doing and how it is that there are people out there making tens to hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, and there literally are some people I know who are pulling in over 50,000 or better doing this. But when you consider that even for somebody like me who has no conventional options to get the money I want, okay, sure, you get the lottery ticket, great. What's the chances? They're not that high. But there are other things you can do, and the first step is deciding you're going to do it, and take responsibility for the fact that nobody's going to give it to you. You have to do this. Inspired action is what you need to be able to make the change you want. Now, if you don't know, if you're sitting here and you're saying, okay, well, I want, $10,000 a month. I want, a new car. I want to go out and take that trip to Jamaica or Tahiti or whatever. But you don't know where the money is coming from. Step back a minute and take a look. I mean, look at what I'm presenting here. Empower Network is an incredible option. So just go to www.whoistavius.com. That's whoistavius.com, and you can find out more on that. But regardless, it doesn't matter if you choose to do what I'm doing or not. If you're looking for a way to get there and you don't have one, it's an answer. But if you have something you're already doing, the other thing to remember is you get knocked down, stand up and keep pushing forward. Know your reasons for doing what you're doing. Know why you're pressing forward. And don't give up. You will get where you're wanting to go. All you got to do is be persistent and put your time in it. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign off for now. Definitely keep an eye out, and I'll probably be having more of these blogs coming up. I just wanted to take a minute today and share some thoughts on that with you. Thanks. Bye.